Alrighty, I'll try this again. I did a video and I had my Bluetooth hooked on, so it just didn't record, which is probably up there with the most annoying things that ever happened. So I've retitled this "The Australian Dream is a Lie." Basically, it was triggered or activated, also activated, by an article in The Australian in which Desi Freeman was categorised as living in squalor and unable to hold down a job. And then I think he was holding down a job. He was holding down a lot of people's jobs. He was basically giving a reason for a bunch of children to play fucking G.I. Joe in the fucking jungle to deliver letters on behalf of pharmaceutical industries, on behalf of media and financial institutions. And this is a attack on the characterization of the Australian archetype. This place, we didn't find this place surrounded by 4x2 bungalows and fucking townhouses and city buildings and post offices and all these things. The Aboriginal people did not live in houses. They lived in squalor and they weren't able to hold down a job. So this is a categorization of anyone basically that is not in alignment with the government now, if they're living in Australia, is now doubling down on the discrimination and the rhetoric that was used to hold down the Aboriginal people. But it doesn't make sense because debt, in my opinion, is squalor, especially astronomical debt, especially status quo debt, especially 5% mortgage debt, especially a complete, unending, interconnected financial system obscuring the hyperinflation that we are all drowning in right now. It isn't being shown by wheelbarrow loads to go and get a loaf of bread. It's being shown in the social degradation that is basically front and center on every news station every night. That is the hallmark of hyperinflation. The numbers, they're just all just conveniently being, moved around in a beautiful dance fucking Circus Delay, where all the numbers move so that all the key indicators that would normally activate hyperinflation are not seen. Also, a huge majority of the hyperinflation is now being held in debt, which is all private arrangements that you have with your bank or your financial institution. They're not public and published. You don't have a sign at the front of your house that says how much debt you have. But those are the figures that I know because that is the new status quo. In order to not be living in squalor or in order to hold down a job in this communist, interconnected financial daydream, you have to be in hundreds and thousands, percentages, 10, 20 times your income of debt. That's squalor. That's squalor. It's invasionary squalor. And it's not owned by anyone. You don't own any of this thing. These suburbs aren't owned. Your employees, if you're BHP or Woodside, they're not owners of anything. And when you tile the interconnected back ends of these financial agreements, this is the largest display of organised criminal activity that's ever been seen. And what's the crime? Hiding the inflation. And what is the cost? The crime and the degradation around us everywhere. It's just that the numbers aren't there. In the last video I basically did an analogy where I said, if you rock up to a casino dressed in a $1,000 suit and you ask for credit so that you can go and play in the pokie machines, they're going to kick you out. Doesn't matter how well dressed you are. Doesn't matter what car you rock up in. A casino does not give lines of credit for anyone who walks in. But our entire fucking societal system has now become a casino in which every single person is forced by institutions like the Australian to participate in this nonsense or be ostracised. It's the definition of hell. If you go and watch Back to the Future and you see where he goes and finds Biff as the whatever and the whole place has become a fucking casino, that's where we live. We live there. It's not in, maybe it is the US, maybe it is to do with Donald Trump. I don't know what's really going on. But I know that education levels are completely shit. I know that construction levels are completely shit. I know that basically, like, just awareness of basic things. You know, what percentage of Gen Zs can change a fucking tire? These are the displays of hyperinflation. What percentage of Gen Z women are now fucking whoring themselves on the internet? That's a hallmark of hyperinflation. It's just stacked like a giant Jenga pile on the boomers' financial holdings in their real estate holdings. And they're being preyed upon by predatory medical, predatory retirement, predatory everything that is propped up by their own superannuation. I basically declared that, like, having that amount of debt is the exact same effect as having an automatic rifle. It replaces an entire artillery and puts it in the hands of one person, and it you know, it causes absolute havoc across the land. These police are proponents of this. Every one of them employed by this system, governed by this system, participating in this debt-based system. That's so precarious. If, you know, one or two things go wrong at the same time, everybody is left with nothing. So what does that mean? It means you're working for nothing. You are voluntarily invading our country with this nonsense. If you have debt, you know, one or two times your income, you're part of this. You cannot swim out of this. There's no entrepreneurial fucking, or, you know, product thing or farming practice that you're ever going to be able to do in this country in realistic terms to dig yourself out of the hole that you've dug. You know, corrections on property valuations, considering that we live in a giant fucking desert. This is all insane. And this is all going to be used. It's like whenever this comes down, it's like the Australian is going to be declared as basically, you know, propaganda merchants, like press gangs pressing people into the casino. Our school system is the same. Our education system, our government system, every single fucking node connected to this is just ushering people into a casino. I sat in a Tasmanian casino for the 2 weeks while I uploaded videos like this and watched as their entire elderly generation is extracted from daily by these fucking machines. But at least they're going somewhere and they know that that's the arrangement. You know, these young families in their 20s that are being lured into these fucking mortgages, they're not told that they're gambling. There's no way that they can understand the interconnected mess that they're being dragged into. The status quo is fucking out of control because it's the only metric that you can use to elevate this Labor government. It's constant. We're bringing people out of the thing, but it's like you're sending people into a casino that Australia does not own and does not control and does not benefit from. And you're attacking anyone who is basically forced to defend themselves against a casino. Or go and watch these shows like, you know, Casino or Las Vegas or the movies, and go watch what happens to people that disrupt casino work. And that's what Desi Freeman is. That's what I am. That's what you declared as. It's just I want to get down to the bottom of it and say, well, what are the laws against gambling? This is no different than what actually led to the Great Depression. The Great Depression was done on people speculating on the stock market with borrowed money, leveraging on speculation. Now people are leveraging on speculation in every single thing. Housing, superannuation, insurance, retirement, car finance, schooling, education, employment, all of that is all speculation on leverage. And you have the combined forces of all police forces, all governments, all media companies, all trying to prevent me from putting a brick on top of another brick, despite that being one of the most highly paid professions in the land now. Up there with the levels of surgeons who are constantly being exposed for profiteering and fucking, providing unnecessary surgeries, botched surgeries, and all these things in a system, again, that's just plugged straight in. The problem is that there's no arbiter of comparison. There's no one going and connecting the dots. If I go and build my own house and take 2 years, the inflation alone on the property, plus the individual nature of the fact that it's a custom, one-of-a-kind built house by me, who is a person of, doing something interesting, I don't even need to fucking lay a brick. In a working economy, I just need to speculate about the fact that I'm going to lay a brick on top of another brick on my fucking family estate in order to gamify this entire fucking system. That's what I'm doing every day. I'm exposing that fact. I've been criticized here by individuals that are associates of a fuckwit that stole my children based on this fucking derogatory terms. But they're renters, they're renting alcoholics, and they're sitting there going, you always say you're going to do things and never do it. Well, I look around and go, well, that's the status quo. 80% of people are now fucking saying they're going to pay off their mortgage, and I don't fucking see how they're going to. Well, here he is, right on cue, Stephen Wells. Mate, how did you fucking know I was talking about you? Did your fucking ears burn? Here's one of these knobheads right now. The big mob of cunts fucking gathering up to say they're all going to do something and not fucking do it. Like pay off your fucking mortgage. Mate, where do you want to meet? And I'll fucking knock your fucking head off. Right now, come on. Show your fucking face, you little cocksucker. Where do you fucking work? Where do you fucking live? I'll come and fucking get you right now. I'll ride my bike there, mate. I'll ride me fucking rollerblades there. Fuck's sake. It's absolutely insane. And it's like such a victim. No, mate, I'm trying to defend people against being victimized by this system. You cocksucker. A victim would be sitting there doing what they're fucking told, going, oh, I'm a fucking victim. You're the fucking victim, you fucking maggot. There he is again. You're absolutely insane. Why is that, mate? You are two individuals that comment on someone's post and admit to fucking being associates of someone who's done fucking disgusting fucking things in this country. You're either fucking morons or you're fucking agents to fucking try and fucking provoke me to fucking being angry, or you're just complete fucking crackhead, alcoholic fucking degenerates. What is it? But in a real conversation, in the real world, you would be seen. You know what I mean? This isn't what happens in the world. You're hiding in a fucking closet somewhere, you faggots. You're sitting there fucking every single time putting these little comments on here, but no one knows who the fuck you are. I've asked my fucking kids, I'm like, do you know who these fuckheads are? So what is this? And every single time it's like either I go and get fucking court authority to find out officially who you are because you're basically coming and fucking stalking me. And the whole thing will be like they won't be able to find out who you are because you're either using pseudonyms or you're not, or there'll be some type of thing. It's like, what a fucking mess. And this is the fucking system that everyone's got their fucking money in. You know, hundreds and thousands and millions of dollars of fucking mortgages, millions of dollars of car payments, transfers every day for businesses, for products and services to build houses. And all of this is on this system where I can't even find out who two people harassing me are. What a fucking confusing paradigm that is. If only you know how much fucking authority lies in this fucking paper trail. How much precedent there is in these types of examples. This is no different than the fucking knobhead fucking Iranian builders in New South Wales that are trying to fucking bully, site inspectors and things like this. This is the degradation of fucking society, a hallmark of hyperinflation. The correction needs to come. It needs to fucking be seen. We need to learn how to keep the accounts, how to audit the system that is basically fucking deteriorating. Independent, adjudication of these metrics. Why can't I interview my children and see the degradation of our education system? Quiz them on the intricacies of financial stewardship and property ownership and citizenship and all these things. Because this is the thing they want us. They want everybody just fucking at their bird feeder, just basically like this. Like you go, I get paid here, I put it here. I get paid here and I put it here. It's fucking, it's all down to like design of systems, which is what I do. But it's like these systems are just being designed and then conglomerated behind the scenes. But they've done too good a job because you can just see it now. And we need terra firmalis, whatever, terra fucking thing. We need something that's so firm that isn't subject to like, distribution things. So it's like if you put a brick on top of another brick on a property that you own, and you just sit there and do that slowly and explain the environment around you and how much money. So it's like if a bricky contractor is getting paid $250,000 a year, well, what happens when an owner-builder, property owner who fucking sources their own bricks is doing that and fucking exposing the hyperinflation while they do that? How much is each one of those fucking bricks worth? That's what I want to fucking know. Now, if every day I do one of these, I go, here's the brick of the day on the fucking property that I'm laying. How much value can we get on that fucking brick? I'll just have a running ticker. So we'll do the government's fucking debt clock, which is just going, and then we'll do Shannon's fucking brick clock, which is how much every day each brick that I'd put down is going to be worth. And I'm still maybe a couple of months away from even getting there to lay one fucking brick. But this is what we're going to do. There's no fucking way in hell that my country is being hijacked by a bunch of fucking degenerate gamblers. Or the people that are fucking helping them, like our fucking, rock and roll fucking Joy Division t-shirt wearing Prime Minister. Out there fucking may as well be fucking giving everyone fucking bags of meth on tick. You only need a 5% mortgage. That means the other fucking 15% can go on meth. That's what's not being told. A 5% mortgage is not a fucking glorious thing to hang your hat on. It's an admission of defeat. That's it. You know what I mean? It's like I'd love to fucking go and try and buy a car off the Prime Minister and say, I'm going to give you a 5% deposit and I'll pay the rest back later. Is he going to do that? It shows the mentality of his Prime Ministership. You know what I mean? That his number one standing point is this 5% deposit. That shows how much deposit, how much skin he's got in the game of being an Australian. I don't want a Prime Minister that's got 5% in. I want a Prime Minister that's got 100 fucking percent in. I want to re-spark people's fucking remembering of the fact that that is what Australia was about. No one came here with a 5% fucking deposit. No one built the country on a 5% deposit. You came in, all in, and you stayed all in to be Australian. And I'm not going to have that fucking piss down the urinal of some shithole fucking club that the Prime Minister fucking and his uni fucking communist mates associate in. While they go and play TAB and fucking probably smoke crack in the fucking back alley.